Hello and welcome to the Learning Project. This is Stephanie Courtney, your host. You guys, I want to definitely introduce you to an amazing woman named Shelly Meyers, Dr. Shelly Meyers, and she is going to be leading us in a conversation about leadership and professionalism. You do not want to miss this conversation because it is going to transform the way you work with your team.
In my mind, if I'm going to be effective, I have to do that hard work. It goes so much beyond the vote. It means knowing who the people are who are making decisions and being able to work with those people in a way that is productive and respectful.
Yes.
And I think that comes into this discussion of professionalism. Like, what do we do if we don't like the way that things are going on in our schools?
Yeah.
What do we do if our district is underfunded? Yeah. What do we do if we have a sect of students who we know are not being served well?
Yeah.
There's a time thing that we have to talk about because we have parents who are working 12-hour shifts at grocery stores. They're working 24 to 48-hour shifts in hospitals. They're working, there's so many different things. And I tell you what, teachers are dang frontline workers too. Because we are not shutting it down. I don't think I have shut it down since March. And so it's very difficult. It's very difficult because all I can think about I have even college students who are like, Dr. Meyers, I had to go write this paper on my phone in the, McDonald's parking lot. Well, I really think that we're starting to see almost like a backtracking to, we're going to see some one-room schoolhouses pop up. Yep. We're going to see community-based homeschooling. We're going to see school as we know it is changing whether we like it or not. So we can either get on board and use our collective expertise or we're going to miss the boat. Their perception of how they are valued is what will be that determining factor. So if they feel like their contributions are valued, if we're talking about educators, if they feel like their methods and their risk-taking is valued within where they're working, if their ideas are of value to their colleagues, to their students, to their administrators, that will bring out the best in them. Because if they feel like their contributions are valued, they're going to go above and beyond, and they're going to push, and they're going to push, and they're going to do the best that they can. They're going to spend the additional hours if that's needed. They're going to get creative whenever other people lay it down. They're going to do those things because they feel valued. When they do not feel valued, they feel injured. And so they either become indifferent or they become combative. And so it's really important as leaders that we know how to express value. This is something I've really been thinking about. I just spoke at a conference last weekend, and it was a women in leadership conference, and we talked about this subject, and I followed kind of the 5 love languages, because how I express that I value you is going to be different than the way that you express how you value me. And I think that we as women received a message during the women's liberation movement as we were trying to get traction in the workplace, as even now, as we're trying to become CEOs. We're trying to rise to executive level. We're trying to be, the supermom and the president of the PTA and blah, 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 blah. All those things. We have forgotten that just because we can do it all, suddenly we have to. And we have permission to say, you know what, that is not something I can commit to right now.
Yeah.
It's going to take all of us coming together and saying, but did we think about this group? Did we think about this group? What are we going to do about this one? Because if we don't do that, if we don't have those hard conversations, we will be no better off than we were when we started this. And so we've got to make sure that we are looking at each other and valuing and validating who deserves what. And all of our kids deserve our best.
Yes.
And we need to give them access to our best with all of our resources. So there's so many things infrastructure wise that need to happen. And so the people who are responsible for that infrastructure have got to be at the table.